We just found out something.
Something really major. Feeling so many emotions. You are the first people we're telling.
Oh my gosh.
We wanted to capture this moment so that we can look back on this very surreal moment.
Hadn't even hit me yet. I get that surgery. I get that surgery.
Yeah,
When all my oh my god, when all my doctors back home said don't do it, my neurosurgeon and my neuro-oncologist and everyone said don't do it. He gave my first, second opinion, and he wants to go ahead and do it. He said we're going to take a skin graft and put it on my head and do all kinds of things. my fourth surgery.
I had a dream last night, and it was so real and so vivid. We were sitting in the office with Dr. Chris Smith, and he looked at us and said, "I'd like to see you back here next week." And it felt so real, so much so I woke up and had this moment of like, we have to change all of our plans. And then I realized this was a dream and that's not reality. And the wild thing is, I said, okay, so how soon can Kyle have this surgery? And his assistant who was in the room said, we have surgery available as early as next week. And it just felt like this sign of like, you're making the right decision. We're not moving forward with surgery next week. It ended up not working out, and also we need to figure out logistics, so it won't happen till beginning of September. But the first thought I have, and I haven't sent this to you, is I asked Kyle what he wanted for his birthday. He said, I don't want this tumor in my head. It might be a week late, but
It's really me too. Yeah.
so Kyle's having surgery in a couple weeks, and he feels so confident that he can remove it. All of the questions that we asked, he answered so thoughtfully and thoroughly, and we were immediately impressed by the whole hospital and the way that they treated us and the way that how well taken care of it was. And it was honestly maybe the most pleasant experience I've ever had in a doctor's office. And one of the big questions was, will Kyle leave that surgery with more deficits? Because we've been told that is why he can't have surgery so many times over. And also that his scalp wouldn't heal, and he feels really confident that he can remove it. I asked Dr. Chris Smith how much he thought he could remove, and he said a lot. And I said like 50%. He said a lot more than 50%, which is incredible. Wow, so many tears. He said the likelihood of deficits are probably nothing extreme. Like he might have some further right side weakness or a little harder time speaking, but he doesn't foresee that being a problem. But obviously he has to tell us those things.
He said it'll come back.
Yeah, the likelihood is that, post-surgery, while things are healing, he might lose some things, but they'll come back with therapy and time and swelling going down from surgery. And then in terms of Kyle's scalp not healing, he's like, I'm not worried about that. We'll get a plastic surgeon and we'll figure out that, like, if we have to do a skin graft. But he's like, yes, there is a risk there. And I definitely want a plastic surgeon in there to avoid that and have that already in place so that it doesn't get infected and then we have to deal with it. Just have that be the standard before we even go in, which is incredible.
Yeah. Like Soros. Can you see him?
There you go. He just blew us away, and it's very likely that Kyle's seizure will decrease or stop, which means that he could drive, which is just like so.
Think about that.
So
Think about that. Holy crap! Wow.
it just feels so surreal. And
God. I'll be able to drive. Oh my God. Oh my God.
he highly recommends putting these gamma radiation seeds in the cavity once they remove it. So we're going to move forward with that. And even though he's at his lifetime limit for like targeted radiation from the scalp, he's had no issues with putting the seeds in. He is like, I want to extend your life for many decades. And Kyle said, I plan to live till I'm 99. He's like, yeah, me too. And like, it wasn't like this far off idea. And he also said, I can't tell you that you're going to, you know, I can eradicate it completely, but I'm going to extend your life. And it just feels so surreal.
Oh man. Surgery number 4. Wow.
In a couple weeks' time, Tommy the tumor is getting evicted.
Tommy 2.0. Tommy 2.0.
Tommy 2.0 is getting evicted, and there will be no 3.0.
Yeah.
I also really appreciate it. He asked us what alternative therapies Kyle's using, and we shared everything, and he's like, if you hadn't been doing that, I don't foresee that you'd be here in this moment. I think you would be gone. And that was just so reassuring. And one of the questions I had was, how do you feel about alternative medicine? And I didn't even have to answer that question because he told us just straight up, that's what he wants his patients to be taking alternative approaches. He doesn't want his patients to be on all of these medications and pharmaceuticals. And the goal is post-surgery tapering him off the seizure medications as he can, tapering off of his steroid, potentially going off of his IDH mutation inhibitor, and just really utilizing all of the alternatives paired with the optune. And it feels like literally the person we've been looking for wrapped all up in one beautiful human that is Chris Smith. And
he said, I don't like to use, like this, I like to use regular medicine.
He's Kyle's rubbing his legs. He doesn't take the normal approach, and yet his patients keep having wonderful experiences. And next step is getting this scheduled.
My God. It's the first surgery I've had in almost 10 years.
You know what's wild to me is that September 29th will be Kyle's 20 years, and just weeks before that he'll be getting this tumor removed. And it just feels like it's wild, because you said to me once, you said, I know, I'm realizing this in this moment, you said to me that you talked to your tumor and it said just 20 years and then I'll be gone. And it'll be gone before you hit 20 years. Which is crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
So all of the signs are telling us that this is the right decision, and we're just both flabbergasted and rambling because we're just overwhelmed with emotion. I love you.
I love you too. I love you too.
Okay, time to prepare for this next adventure. First, we're gonna go soak this in and just be in this weird, blissful, shocked, overwhelmed, don't know how to process place, just us two, and probably call our families. Thank you for your love and all of your good vibes that you've sent to us, because it is so much a part of the picture and what has led us to this moment. And if it wasn't for this community and being able to connect with people through this internet, we would have never found this doctor or known of him, and it led us here. So, lots of gratitude.
Lots of gratitude.
Love you.